I'd forgotten how cold it was here in Garlemald, a testament to the Loport's ingenuity that I felt no such discomfort on the moon. Gods, I can scarcely believe we went to the moon and back. Yeah.
You and me both.
But we will have time to reflect on that later. Right now, we need to head back to Camp Broken Glass and deliver a thoroughly detailed report to Lucia. I'd very much like to know how everyone is getting on here as well. They had only just begun to treat the tempered prisoners when we left. I share your curiosity, but warning our allies of the final days is of greater importance. I speak not only of the contingent, of course. The heads of state of every nation must know what we have learned. We know not when, or where, or in what manner the final days will begin to manifest, so we must see that everyone is prepared. Agreed, though we may wish to stress the importance of discretion, lest the public be sent into a panic. Not that anyone in a position of responsibility should need to be told as much, but it bears repeating. Anyway, first things first, to Camp Broken Glass. Hello guys, I'm back from the moon, and oh my goodness, I'm in Garlemald with this outfit, I'm freezing. It's good to see you all again. No worse for your lunar adventure, I hope. I'm okay. We have done what we can for now, and believe me, we intend to tell you all about it. But before we do, might you tell us what has become of Garlemald in our absence? We succeeded in subduing the tempered inside the Tower of Babil. We took many alive, but combined with those who were already in our custody, the number requiring care has grown exponentially. The inclement conditions here have made it difficult, if not impossible, to treat them all here, so we have petitioned the aid of the allied nations. Some are, understandably, hesitant to proffer assistance, particularly those that were but recently subject to imperial occupation. That said, several others have agreed to grant them refuge for treatment. With the assistance of your fellow scions, we endeavor to see them safely transported and subsequently cured of their tempering. Will all the tempered be relocated? Not all, no. We have sufficient shelter to attend to those whose treatment has begun, and enough healers have volunteered to remain until their patients have recovered. Ulysses is one such patient, though he is not yet fit to receive visitors. Truth be told, it was a miracle he and those in his company were not harmed in the chaos. If not for Alphino and Alizé's timely assistance, I dare say none of them would be with us today. I'm proud of my children, look at my face. In light of recent developments, have the Alliance leaders come to any decisions regarding Garlemald? Nope. Given the tremendous ramifications of what has happened here, it will take time to determine what must be done. In the meantime, they intend to work with the Eastern Alliance to keep a close watch over the provinces. We have other news to share. Shortly after Anima was defeated, we received reports that each and every tower has vanished. For a mercy, the process was apparently not quite as violent as that you experienced in Thavnair. Those who were trapped within them have been rescued and are receiving treatment. To hasten this endeavor, the beast tribes have received instruction in the magics needed to cure tempering. Master Matoya is no doubt thrilled the mother porks affords her so many visitors. I am quite sure she is thrilled. Yes, we are grateful for her ongoing efforts, as well as those of our comrades near and far. As for the contingent, several of our members have been granted leave to return to their homelands after the transfer of Tempered has been completed. I'm freezing. Lucia and I will remain, along with a small force to continue offering aid to those here in Garlemald. The Empire may be no more, but there are yet those who call these lands home. I believe that accounts for recent events here. So, what of the moon and the Telephoroi? Where to start? Let me tell you everything.
Well, we sort of killed Zodiac.
And the final days are coming, and we may need to evacuate, and Moon has rabbits. Final days? Gods, I prayed your victory would mark the end of our troubles. There is still much we do not know, but the Alliance leaders must be told. Would you be willing to contact them in our stead? Yes, of course. I will send word forthwith. We'll also release your fellow scions from their present duties, that they may return to Sharlayan. Your energies are better spent finding a means to avert the coming apocalypse. Speaking of your fellow scions, you'll be happy to hear that Mr. Skryl, though still on demand, has been moved to the Baldassian Annex and given into Tataru's care. Thank you. I look forward to seeing them both upon our return. Let us be on our way then. One last thing, if I may. After your confrontation with Zodiac, you said Xenos took his leave, and in all likelihood he has returned here to Garlemald. I have a mind to dispatch scouts to try and ascertain his whereabouts, but first wish to ask if you believe there is merit in doing so. Oh. If they found him, they would not likely live to tell the tale. If you're expecting a trail of destruction to follow, you won't find one. An admirable but futile endeavor. I think I'm going to say the first one. I suppose you're right. To dispatch good soldiers in pursuit of such a beast would be to send them to their death. Yeah. Pray forget I entertained such notion. While on the subject of Xenos, the 10th Legion has made an official proclamation. They denounce the Crown Prince and condemn his role in the Empire's downfall. His very title has become a source of shame among his former subjects, and its continued use serves only to hinder relations with foreign nations. For this reason, he has been declared as Xenos Viator Galvus, outcast and enemy of Garlemald. Fandaniel is no more, and now his people turn against him. It seems he has naught but his bloodlust to keep him company. Better that than an army to see it sated. At any rate, I will not keep you longer. I pray you safe passage back to Sharlayan. Yeah, I will teleport, don't worry about it. Tataru! Oh, it's so good to see you, and free from chilblains, I take it? You'll be pleased to know everything has been kept in order since you have been away. I even brought a few useful knickknacks with me from back home. But no sooner had they arrived than I received word of Kryl in poor health, and you on the moon! If you meant to give me a fright, you succeeded. Oh, I'm sorry, Tataru! That was not my intention.
Such devastation.
Welcome back, Alia. We were so terribly worried about you. Though it's plain I have caused my own fair share of worry, and for that I apologize. Heidelin called to me that day when you entered the Tower of Babil. Her pleas were faint but desperate, and I knew at once she required a vessel to carry out her will. What came after feels like a dream barely remembered, my body flowing through the life stream toward Garlemald. When I regained consciousness, I was all aches and frostbite, exhausted of ether. So exhausted, in fact, I could only laugh, for it was in that moment I understood Raha's weariness from the Tower of Zot. Would that I could laugh at a time like this. Though we prevented Zodiac from being unleashed upon the world, I'm curious to know what else took place there on the moon. Wouldn't you want to know? Ah, perhaps we should wait for the others to join us before you give your account. Let us reconvene in the main hall once they have arrived. Sure. Guys, I have very bad news. Like, seriously bad news. Sorry to have kept you all waiting. Not at all. We understand you have been quite busy. Huh? Will Urianger be joining us? No, we left him on the moon. Duty keeps him away, I'm afraid, though Alia can explain why better than I. Why are you leaving this to me? Okay, I killed Zodiac, Fandaniel is no more, and also there are Loporits, and we left Urianger
like
with them.
Bunny.
Yeah. And the final days are coming. The final days, as befell Amorot. And we are to escape via the moon? What of the source and its reflections? I have no intention of standing by while the world falls to ruin. So, how do we stop this? Unfortunately, we have no answers at present. If the celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the case in the time of Amarot, the solution would be to alter the flow of ether throughout the entirety of the star. The ancients accomplished this by summoning Zodiark, sacrificing half the star's population in the doing, but it should go without saying that such a sacrifice cannot be repeated. Which leaves us with the daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days, a feat which even the Omartians could not accomplish. Unfortunately, we found no clues in Mare Lamentorum. There is still much we do not know about the catastrophe itself, let alone what may have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Omartians' creation magics, but we command no such power, which invites the question, what havoc is in store for us? If we knew that much, perhaps we could draw some parallel with the events of the past, and thereby form some semblance of a plan. Perhaps we should start with the Forum then. Having worked with the Laporites in secret all this time, there is surely more they can tell us. Forgive the interruption, but I have urgent news. The Forum is holding a public assembly in the plaza outside. Some sort of announcement. What is Father up to now? There is only one way to find out. Let's go and punch him in the face! Uh-oh, I don't like this music.
Order! Order, I say! I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice. This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Sharlayan, nay, of this very star. Said affairs concern all citizens. So we have called for a public assembly. You may have heard rumors of the Talopheroi and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether. For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld. The Endbearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
Where did you hear that?
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
Calm yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first...
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
Oh, they are removing the enchantment. To remember.
Master Leveilleur, if you would.
Very well. "270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star, and Hydaelyn herself.
Okay, anti-tower.
Yeah, it's
She
the
spoke to
anti-tower.
them of a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared. The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children and deliver them from this doom. Much like Nunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon. Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge. Not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
You reveal this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the great exodus. For his impressive contributions and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Leveilleur to oversee this initiative.
Oh, more reason to punch him.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale. We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation. The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be. It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
But what about the other people?
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home? That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work. If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then...
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit. Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave.
Take your time.
Keep it civil, eh?
No, I will not say that to him. Take your time, Alfino.
Thank you. I shan't be long.
If it's all the same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
She's going to break his jaw with her chosen words.
Yeah. The chosen words are fists.
Yeah.
Punches.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
Nay. We do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Yeah, but do they care about others?
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Sharlayan, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome, nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence.
He's saying Louis's words.
This is why we choose to fight.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done. That we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way. And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
Really? That's all you're going to say?
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Yeah, he is showing so much fatherly love right now.
Bold words call for bold action. And there'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
And if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested. Wouldn't you agree? And having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen winks.
Yeah, I better sleep a little bit.
Shall we then? To the Annex. To prepare for tomorrow.
Okay. Trial tells me the forum made a rather momentous announcement. So there is to be a great exodus, is there? I'm reminded of my narrow escape from the Isle of Wall. The realization, the running, the mixture of relief and regret after. Why me, I asked myself. Why me? Why us? Why now? Why wander? There is no use fretting over the cosmic morality or lack thereof. We are here and we'll get through this together. And who knows, maybe my luck will rub off and grant everyone a narrow escape. There's no harm in praying for as much. But enough of my rambling. I'm sure you're exhausted. Your chamber awaits. This has become a habit of me since, you know, Shadowbringers to look out of my window.
Are we trying to spot the bunnies?
What the... Oh! Star shower. An actual one. Oh, someone's knocking on the door. Did you bring burgers again, guys? A visitor has come knocking at your door. Whoever could it be? I think this is something you choose. Whoever comes at the door. It has all the scions. So you get to choose who has come.
Ah.
Of course I'm going to... Excuse me, I'm going to say Graha. Excuse me while I say Graha. Yes! Who is it for you? You stole it. Yeah, you choose.
Oh, apologies. I didn't mean to... If you could spare a moment before bed.
Yeah?
Thank you. I fear this may be the last quiet night we have to talk for quite some time.
Aww. Come on in.
I am troubled of late. Unwarranted concerns, perhaps. I hope. Nevertheless, I feel compelled to share them with you.
I'm listening.
Though you have bested your enemies thus far, Xenos and even Zodiac, your victories have come at a considerable cost to yourself. No one is without their limits, and you are no exception. I worry the added weight of the final days will prove more than you can bear. It is surely too much for any one woman. But you needn't bear it alone. Let me share your burden.
Oh, you can share anything with...
My, carrying capacity pales in comparison to yours, but I could still help. Shoulder the occasional satchel from your ever-growing mountain of, baggage. You have already done so much to help relieve me of mine own encumbrances. 'Tis only fair that I repay you in kind. Of course, it needn't be only troubles we share. Moments of joy may seem few and far between now, but there will come a time when we look back fondly on this journey. The inquiry at the Forum, our march through the snows of Garlemald, our impromptu dinner in this very room. All of it. And that is to say nothing of the journeys yet to come, to the ends of the world and beyond. But tomorrow will be no less busy than today, and I've kept you from your rest long enough.
Step inside, please. Will you?
Sleep well, my friend.
That was lovely. You get to choose. That was really lovely. I loved it. A short while earlier in the Alamigan Quarter. Okay. What was it, Zrun? That passed by?
That tower is gone. The sight of it was enough
Zrun.
to make me sick.
I didn't know.
The red mage guy.
I didn't know.
There was someone passing in his outfit, yeah.
Thank the Ilsebar contingent, more like. Word is, they fought their way into Garlemald and toppled the bloody thing themselves. Not just the one, neither. All the towers have up and vanished.
Why is
I
this
heard the same.
weird
Commander Aldin and his troops helped keep
sound?
casualties to a minimum too. But is it true? They brought back tempered Garlean soldiers.
Oh. Oh, there we go.
As Commander Aldin tells it, they've a treatment for that now. But don't you worry. Cured or not, they've no plans to bring them into the city proper.
I see. Well, that's a relief then. I know we've brothers and sisters among the lot, but I can't say I'm eager to welcome them home.
Wanted to think about it for a while yet. They're to be looked after in Alagana for the time being.
Is that Yulus? No. Yes?
I'm more interested in this.
What the... Meanwhile, in Ishgard. What is going on? Why is this ominous music playing? Not even music, like ominous ambience. Oh, hello! The cleaner! Yeah, Aaron.
Another day, another commission of paramount importance. Oh, what have we here?
Aaron will be careful, I don't like that.
Hey, are you all right?
What the...
Was that? No. The shadows play tricks, nothing more. The towers are gone, and the Garlean threat has abated. And yet, why does it feel as though it's about to get much, much worse?
What is happening? What is happening? Oh no, this music! I get so nervous with this music! Oh, Alia! I was just about to call for you. I'm afraid we have received another call for assistance. This one comes from radz-at-han. The others have assembled in the main hall to discuss the situation. You must join them at once. Ah, there you are. It's not voiced, right?
Mm-hmm. It's not.
Our worst fears have come to pass, but moments ago we received grim tidings from our contact in radz-at-han. Wild beasts have appeared as if out of nowhere, claiming one victim after the next. What's more, they say the very sky burns above them. Uh-oh. Good gods! Are the final days already upon us? It would appear so. Sadly, that's all the information we have at present. No doubt the people of radz-at-han are busy fighting for their lives. Then we must go at once. They need our help. Yes. Agreed. Trial, you'd best remain here with Tataru and gather what knowledge you can. You are in no condition for a long journey, I imagine. Very well. Similar phenomena may have been observed elsewhere, and if so, we must know about it at once. Yes. Be safe out there, yes? You know me.
No promise.
Let us make first for Jedlimad. We must prepare ourselves for what may lie ahead. Okay.
Does that mean that we are unlocking flying today
in radz-at-han? In Thavnair? I have no idea. Oh, talking time.
Oh my goodness.
If this calamity has indeed come to Thavnair, it's all too likely that Corvus across the strait finds itself in a similar predicament. Even now it remains an imperial province, and as such, it may be some time until we can ascertain the situation there. We can only hope that Kryl and Tataru will be able to provide us with some insight sooner rather than later. Okay, Estinian. If the might of Ritra is not enough to hold these Finns at bay, radz-at-han is in dire straits indeed. We must go at once. In ancient times, this phenomenon was first observed in places where the celestial currents had grown weakest. It would seem there is a stagnancy of ether in the skies above radz-at-han, unbeknownst even to Ritra. I would rather accompany you to Thavnair, but Raha's concerns are well-founded. The last thing I would want is to be a burden. And so I will remain here with Tataru and do all I can to gather knowledge that might serve us in the battle to come. Godspeed in your journey, Alia. We do not wield the creation magics that the ancients did, yet still these abominations appear. Whatever could be the cause? Good question. Alize? With the fall of the tower in Thavnair, the Hanish were beginning to enjoy a semblance of peace. And now this. No similar creatures have been sighted here in Sharlayan. That said, the early signs may manifest in other regions ere long. We must be prepared for every eventuality. Tataru? I'm glad for Kryle's support. I'll also call upon Hori Boulder and the others to assist us. They will be our eyes and ears in the field, as they have been many times before.
Hey, wait a minute. Why am
Wait, cutscene.
And lo, vile beasts did rise.
That's a screenshot.
Oh my. Oh, the music!
Leaving naught in their wake but blood and ash. The sun scorches earth and boils seas. And our sins ascend unto the heavens.
This is terrifying!
3 dooms to unmake all we were.
This music fills me with dread.
The sky burns. The final days are truly upon us.
My friends, I trust you have heard the news.
Well, we are seeing the news as well, you know.
We have.
Yep.
What can you tell us of the situation, Your Excellency?
Last night, the isle was rocked by tremors, and the earth itself cried out. Aloft, the heavens began to burn. From all about, unholy beasts, the likes of which we had never seen, came forth in fury and rage. No. To say they came forth would be inexact.
Excuse me?
The people of radz-at-han themselves transformed into these
What?
baleful fiends. Though the phenomenon was observed throughout our lands, the first creature, the largest and most dreadful of the lot, wrought havoc upon us here in our fair city.
Well, you remember that those scenes from Ishgard and
Alamigo.
Alamigo,
Where they were having
Yeah.
those shadowy things around them, yeah. Also remember in the launch trailer there was this guy that looks like he was dissipating into ether in
Yeah.
front of a creature.
Yeah.
I think that might actually be a transformation scene of sorts.
Though they bear superficial resemblance to divinities of legend, they are ungodly abominations. The people decry them as blasphemies. The Large One's rampage has since taken it to the northern reaches of the island. I mean to dispatch our radiant host in an attempt to quell the threat.
And what of Vritra?
Yeah, what happened to the dragon?
Vitra too makes for the north of his own accord, and yet he knows the blasphemy and its minions were but yesterday his beloved people. I pray his boundless compassion and mercy does not deter him from taking unenviable but necessary action.
Tell us where to go.
Understood. I ask that you allow us to aid you in quelling this threat.
You would risk your lives to help us yet again?
Yeah, that's what we do.
I have no words to express my gratitude. Our regiments approach the north from several directions, with a number of units set to depart from the docks of Yedliman. They will make landfall in an area of dense jungle, where one can expect to encounter dangers even beyond the fell beasts we hunt. I leave you to your preparation. You will find me at the docks when you are ready to depart.
We're as prepared as we'll ever be. Let's go.
Okay, shit is going down.
I am truly terrified, by the way. I am scared. Not for myself, for the Scions. Why am I standing still? Oh, my music changed as well. Like the zone music. Okay, gotta talk. Estinian. Usually the most dangerous foe in a worm's domain is the worm themselves. If I were Rutra, I would be as offended as I'm horrified. Raha? Innocent souls twisted and reformed into unholy abominations. I thought I had seen the last of such nightmares with the Sin Eaters. We must act quickly, Alia. Every moment we tarry means another soul may be lost to this nightmare. I shall survey the environs closely as we go about our search. There may be some clue as to how we can combat this phenomenon. Thancred? If it's true that the people themselves have transformed into beasts, why even the Radiant Host could suffer the same fate? Or us, perish the thought. Yeah, can we perish that thought right away, please?
Perish the thought of perishing.
Don't worry, no matter how grim things might get, I won't lose heart. I'm ready whenever you need me. So the beasts are not born of creation magics run amok, but are rather the altered forms of the people themselves. In that case, this manifestation of the final days differs from that which we witnessed in Amarot. And for the worse, I dare say. If any man, woman, or child could become a beast at any moment, there is no telling whence the next threat might come. We must exercise extreme caution. Yeah, where are we going? Tell me where we're going. I will go. I will just go. Everyone has assembled, yes? I thank you for lending us your aid in our battle against the blasphemy. Let us review our plan of attack. I would have you board this boat and circle around the north side of the island. Is it safe to do that? There you will find a dense jungle we call Vanaspati. It's a sacred wood, home to many temples and a number of villages.
Well, you know, as long as we avoid the star shower.
Ritra and the Radiant Host have gone there ahead of us. I ask that you join them and do all in your power to destroy this blasphemy. I shall do so. Oh! Oh, dungeon!
Oh, it's a dungeon.
Oh no, the Matanga! Oh, goodness gracious me, what the... Thank you, we will need that luck. Oh, warrior! Our tank is a warrior. Turret mages? We will not die. We shall never die.
Well, if we do die...
Well, more like we will not stay dead.
Yes, exactly.
What in the world is... Oh, it's Ritra. Ritra, what are you doing?
Heed me. These are children of Thavnair. Forgive me. I could do them no harm.
Really, Ritra? You are not going to touch them? Are you joking? We kind of need that support, you know? Come on, Ritra. We really need your help.
Pray continue onward.
Tank, it would be great if you actually waited! But he will not die, he is a warrior. He can take care of himself. Oh, whoa. I have no idea what you do, so, everyone have a shield. Okay. What are you doing? Mouth off. What's mouth off? What? Do we need to stand on them or something? Oh, ah! How would I know which one?
Maybe for some of them said such pain. Maybe the ones that don't speak, I don't know.
Huh. Lost hope. What the... Oh god. Oh no. Oh, mouth off and that. I hate this mechanic though.
What are
okay.
you doing?
I am going to the safe zone.
Yep.
Ouch, that is a hit.
That is a big hit.
Did you just cure yourself?
Yes. I'm a discount healer.
This reminds me of Holminster Switch, but in flames. Oh no. Oh no, please don't turn all of you. Those are children!
Mommy!
Why are you making fun? They just lost their mother! Oh no, they're turning as well! Now, what does this boss do? Meaningless destruction? Look at that name. Okay. Unholy water. What does that do? Ether siphon. Do we need to stand in the middle? Oh, don't get... Huh.
Oh, what the... Oh, what? Now fall in water?
I don't know. Maybe?
Yes.
Aha. Aha. Oh my goodness, I have some kind of... Everyone heal! Heal a lot! The music is so good! Arr! I'm like, tank, healing tank? No, 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 no. Looting chests? Yes.
So evil.
Oh, I know this one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw it in the launch trailer. The new level cap is 90.
And levels up.
Yep. Oh, look, convenient.
Convenient campaign.
Svarbanu, or however you are reading that.
Hey, boss! Give us a hand so we can cross. It was literally that.
Flames of Decay. That doesn't sound nice. It is definitely not nice. Okay, what's happening now? Excuse me?
Oh, but I'm red.
I am...
Okay.
Yes. We figured it out! I was like, I'm red. I think I might have to go to the blue. Crumbling sky. What? What?
What are you doing, boss?
I don't know what the tank... I think the tank knows what they're doing. Okay. Oh, stand here. Oh, alright. That's easy. Flames of Decay. Here we go again. Please stay close, honey, for a moment. There we go. GG, thank you.
Ruined what?
Well, when you turn into a beast and then die, you are pretty much ruined,
As
you
I
know?
feared.
What did you see, Stola?
What is it?
The beast was there, and now it is no more. Yes?
Yes?
Indeed. We saw it plain. But you didn't, did you?
Oh.
I saw nothing. Not the blasphemy that perished here, nor the other men turned beasts. And because of this,
Okay,
I now see all
she
too
only
well.
she only sees ether. So the beasts are not composed of ether.
Yeah.
That's why she can't see them.
Yeah.
There is no ether. Where the creatures should be, I saw naught but emptiness.
Emptiness? But that would mean...
Recall the words of the Watcher. 'Twas a stagnancy of ether, a cessation of flow, leading to decay and absence, that led the ancients to conclude their star was dying. This is the same phenomenon. The instant these people are seized by the transformation, their ether begins to rot and crumble away like dried mud. Until, from their corporeal forms to their very souls, naught remains.
But the beast spoke with its dying breath. Surely at least a sliver of the man it was endured.
Mayhap so. But even if the process was incomplete, it was little more than a faint residue.
Gods be good. You're saying they cannot be saved?
Not by any means known to me. Or by any means at all, like as not. For there is naught left to save.
They return not even to the ethereal sea.
Oh. Ritra?
The beasts rage on, their hunger insatiable. Even deprived of their master, they perpetuate his legacy of hate. Once proud sons and daughters of Thavnair, all of them, and now I spill their blood.
Vitra, my friends, I am heartened to see you safe.
Please don't turn at this moment. Don't.
You put your secret at risk. Those closest to me already know the truth. A truth I must now share with one and all. Vitra, calamity has come to radz-at-han. Our fair nation is rent by screams of pain and despair. More than ever, we require a strong leader to shepherd us through the storm. Reveal your true self to our people, Vitra, and guide us to salvation.
Thou dost forget thyself. Were we to reveal our duplicity, it would do naught but foster confusion and chaos.
Confusion and chaos? I don't think anyone would care at this point.
Nay, I shall remain the Satrap's loyal ally, and do battle with the beasts. Easing hearts and leading the people to safety is thy task, and thine alone. I ask that you remain at Ahewan's side, and render unto him what aid you may. I know not what lies ahead, but without you, radz-at-han will not survive.
Trust me, Rutra. I don't know what is ahead either.
I am as at home fighting in the air as I am on land. Take me with you.
From killing dragons to working with dragons.
Were my words unclear? I require no assistance. Thy place is at Ahewan's side.
Estinian, here. The last thing you ever wanted. A link pearl. We'd gain much from knowing your elevated perspective. And it'll keep you from getting lonely. Which I know you love.
Yeah, he loves getting lonely, uh-huh.
You heard the man. Seems I'm coming with you after all.
Then I pray thy grip is iron. Be it on thy head if thou dost chance to fall.
He's like, if you fall, it's not on me. It's on you.
Fair enough. Now, shall we?
Be careful, Estinian.
He'll be alright.
I fear it is as Vitra says. We will not survive this on our own. While I am loath to impose upon you again.
I would insist if you did not. 'Tis the very reason we have come.
Then once more I find myself without words to thank you properly. Let us return to the capital and plan our next course of action.
Oh, we are already here. Graha? Oh no, Alize. After so long and so many sacrifices, we finally found a way to cure the tempered. But these poor souls, they vanish without a trace. Is there truly no saving them? Graha? All life must end in death, yet death in turn gives birth to new life. Such is the flow of ether. To think that natural cycle could simply be cut off, the very thought makes me shudder. Yeah. While Estinian and Ritra defend radz-at-han from above, we on the ground must find a means to prevent these transformations, and soon. The stillness in the air puts me ill at ease. We must be wary. Worry not, I can see our ether and that of our companions. We have not suffered the fate of those unfortunate souls. Our radiant host has eliminated the immediate threat to the city, though it pains me to know those beasts were once my own people. There's no telling when or where the next transformation might occur. We must remain vigilant and steel ourselves for whatever it is yet to come. Forgive me, my friends, but I must return to Megaduta for the time being. There I can better manage this crisis and dispatch my troops as the situation demands. In that case, we shall carry out an investigation of our own here in the city. Mayhap the residents can tell us more about the first of the transformations and the conditions under which it occurred. If we can ascertain what exactly triggered these tragic events, it may give us some insight as to a possible solution. Time is of the essence. Let us split into 3 groups that we may cover more ground. Alize and I will see to Paxa's path. Tancred and Y'shtola pray make for Dharma. I leave Artha to Graha and you, Alia. Any information you can gather on the first blasphemy or the manifestation of the final days here in the city would be most helpful. When we have completed our respective inquiries, let us reconvene in front of Megaduta, that we might share what we have learned with the satrap. Okay. Come, Graha, we are going. Shall we be off then? Oh, this is some kind of follow quest, I think. Artha is home to the High Crucible of Alchemia, whose alchemists forged many of our warding scales. That seems as good a place as any to begin our investigation, don't you think? I spoke briefly with Nuhadin, the chief alchemist there, on our last visit. He should be happy to answer our queries. Okay. Come, Groha. Ah, I remember those red eyes. You were with the Scions who commissioned the scales from us, yes? I welcome you back to the High Crucible. What brings you here in these troubling times? We are assisting the Satrap in investigating the crisis that plagues the city. Did you happen to catch sight of any of the creatures? I did. As I was going about my work, I was disturbed by crashing footsteps so powerful that the very ground shook. I rushed outside and could not believe what I beheld. The night sky was burning. Suddenly, I heard panicked screams coming from the direction of Balshan Bazaar. In the next instant, a monstrous beast poked its head out from amidst the stalls. A handful of the Radiant rushed to the scene, only to be sent sprawling as the fiend and its minions propelled themselves skyward. So the blasphemy came from the vicinity of the markets. This knowledge may prove useful. I thank you for sharing your tale. Well, I do believe we now know where we should inquire next. To the bazaar, then. So this is Thavnairian weave. I must say it bears a resemblance to the traditional fabrics of Korvos. Small wonder, really, given that it's just across the water. Not that I'm much of an expert in Korvosi culture, of course. I have not had the occasion to visit my ancestral home since coming to Sharlayan, and like as not, I will never reside there again. That said, in recent days, I have felt more acutely aware of my heritage, and grateful for it. It's thanks to my forebears that I inherited the royal eye, and with it the wisdom of ancient Alag. And so, well, I simply hope that my countrymen are safe. And one day, when this calamity is but a memory, I would like to see Korvos again, if only once. I'll take you there. Survive! Alright? I will take you there! Forgive me, but my shop's closed until further notice. Needless to say, we have more pressing concerns these days. We have come not in search of wares, but information concerning the enormous fiend that tore through the bazaar. Did you perchance witness anything? Afraid not, my friend. I was here the whole time, so I only saw its little minions. Made a mess of the place, they did. While that was all going on, the great big one tore through the west side of the bazaar. You'd have better luck asking there. Is something the matter, traveler? If you're lost, perhaps I could be of assistance. Your offer is most appreciated. We are not lost, but we are in need of information. Might you know anything about the gargantuan beast that rampaged through the bazaar? Aye, I saw it all, though I wish I had not. I was going about my work when all of a sudden a piercing scream cut through the air. I turned around and there was the fiend. Its massive body bursting through the entryway with the force of a tidal wave, and then it was gone as quickly as it came. Sisters, have mercy! What's happening to the world? What am I to do? Is nowhere safe? Settle down, friend. The danger has passed, at least for now. If it's not too painful to remember, could you tell us what you saw? First I heard the screams, then a horde of ravening beasts came charging towards us. One of them was huge, bigger than a Marid, throwing people about like rag dolls, and it was eating them. I hid under the counter, so others do the same. But the shrieking and wailing kept getting louder. More voices in the throng. Beasts or victims, I couldn't tell. I knew not what was happening. I still don't. That's enough, my good man. You were brave to share with us your tale. Many of your fellow merchants are safe. The High Crucible, too, has survived mostly unscathed. Pray stay close to your friends and loved ones, and rest your body and mind while you're able. I suspect that is the most we can expect the people here to tell us. I think it best we find a place outside the bazaar where we might rest and review our findings. Judging by their accounts, the transformation had already occurred by the time the beast reached the bazaar. It tore through the west side of the bazaar and headed towards the Aetheryte Plaza. In other words, the blasphemy may have first appeared in this vicinity. That being the case, the people in that meyhane, yes, I'm going to say it meyhane, can surely tell us more. That's how you read it in Turkish, though. I suppose it's the same. So... fearful here. Oh my goodness. Excuse me while I take a screenshot here. Going after that enormous beast, are you? Aye, I saw it, including the very instant that poor bastard transformed. Damn the gods for putting me there. It started over there, by the window. A few men, merchants probably, talking and drinking. Conversation must have taken a turn for the worse. Next thing I know, their leader, I suppose he was, buries his head in his hands, and black mist was swirling about him. Then his whole body bursts apart, and there stands a hideous, slavering beast, massive and foul, all gaping maws and bulging eyes. His friends start shrieking, then the black mist comes again, until the change takes them too. The stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Nightmarish indeed. Incidentally, do you perchance know who those merchants were? No. I am a decorator by trade. Not much cause to mingle with their sort. So Milil, the barmaid, chatting with them though. She might know something. Even after repairing all that damage, it will take a while for business to pick up again. You mean the blasphemy? That's what the Radiant have been calling it anyway. I saw it too, we all did. I was standing here at the counter as Meride poured me a drink, when suddenly there came this dreadful sound, like a pained, angry groan. It was unlike anything I've ever heard. I turned around in shock, and from an ominous cloud of black mist rose the creature, enormous and ghastly to behold. As for what happened next, to recall it sends shiver up my spine. By some stroke of fortune, I was able to slip outside before the beast got its claws on me. But the sight that greeted me offered no solace. The blue sky above turned red as blood. Merid, myself, and the other survivors clung to each other for dear life until the Radiant host came to our aid. Wait, did I hear you correctly? The beast manifested before the sky began to burn? I'm certain of it. The windows here offer a clear view of the sky, and I saw nothing out of the ordinary until the beast appeared and began to rage. Oh. Oh, Raha. Do you have any idea about this? Concerning words, to say the least, and yet it's too soon to jump to conclusions. Let us talk to this Melil, and see if she might enlighten us further. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Merid's Meyhane. What can we get you? We have come not for libations, but rather for information. You are Melil, yes? We are investigating the so-called blasphemy on the satrap's behalf. We hear it was one of your customers, a merchant, that first underwent the transformation. What can you tell us about him? He was something of a regular here, especially of late. Kalzal was...
Wait a minute.
Oh no!
Kalzal?
Yes, Kalzal. The aura guy in Yedlimad.
I know.
Kalzal was his name. He ran his own consortium dealing primarily in the exports of Thavnairian specialities. Wait, I know that name. Where have I heard that name before? It's through him we met Matsya. Exactly. Yes, the names ring a bell. Didn't you meet them both on your first trip to Thavnair? If I recall correctly, Kalzal ran a trading operation in Yedlimad, and it was there that you made Matsya's acquaintance. Yes, that's the same Kalzal, no doubt. A rather successful man, from what I gather.
Stress and despair. So what if transformation happens when you're at your lowest? Have anywhere to stay?
Yeah, but there must be something else to trigger that. That's what I'm saying. Otherwise, when the 7th calamity happened, everyone would turn into Terminus beasts.
No, but 7th calamity was still when Zodiac was alive.
Well, true, true.
Now there's nothing holding it back.
So you say that there's no one to hold the rules of the nature, it starts unraveling.
Exactly.
That said, it was clear that he had fallen on hard times of late. Those ghastly towers popping up everywhere cannot have been good for business. Even now, with the towers gone, the collapse of the Empire has led to all sorts of problems elsewhere. The market for luxuries is surely not what it once was. Trying times for the head of a trading consortium, indeed. Kalzal was a compassionate man. Even as his own business suffered, he did what he could to provide for the artisans, fishermen, and many others who counted on him to sell his wares. Their wares. Indeed, that was the very topic of yesterday's meeting, as far as I could hear. Yet as they discussed matters further, Kalzal's tone grew grave and grim. It was then that...
My theory is taking shape.
Forgive me, I would not have you recall the memory if it brings you pain. If I could, I would ask just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual about Kalzal in particular? Please, anything at all. Sorry, nothing springs to mind. Perhaps someone else can help you. Kalzal lived for his work, and had no family that I know of. His employees and associates knew him best, but they too are lost to us. Still, perhaps his neighbors know something I do not. I can direct you to them, if you believe it would help. What do you say? Yes. Kalzal made his home in Kama, a nearby residential area. From what I gather, Kalzal lived there since childhood and was known throughout the neighborhood. Kama? The name is new to me. How do we get there? I'll write down some directions. I cannot promise that you will find what you seek there, but if nothing else, it's a start. Come, let's see where this lead takes us. Let's see. After leaving the Mehane, we are to retrace our steps and head back towards the Aetheryte Plaza. That's all you're going to say? From here, we ascend the stairs. Okay.
The end.
Raha is my GPS. Ah, this must be Yuj. In which case, we should take the path leading southeast. Okay, and now, if we keep going this way, we should arrive in Kama before long. Walking these unfamiliar streets is quite the adventure, is it not? I can only hope we can explore radz-at-han at our leisure, once the crisis has passed. Raha. And this must be Kama. We have arrived at last. Let us begin questioning the residents without delay. No doubt someone here can tell us more about Kalzal. Given recent events, I imagine many are taking shelter indoors. Probably, yes. Kalzal, you say? Yes, I have known him since he was a boy. If there was ever a man who was born to be a merchant, it was him. Always early to depart and late to return, he would spend his days procuring the finest wares and seeking out willing customers. You could say it came to him as easily as breathing. Sadly, business was flagging of late. No surprise, really, what with how dangerous travel has become. He was cooped up in his house from dawn till dusk the other day, no doubt racking his brain for a way to turn his fortunes around. Then, at night, I heard the door open. I looked out to see Kalzal sitting on a bench, his head hung low, a man with the weight of the world on his shoulders. I see. The situation must have been quite dire indeed. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary? Nothing to speak of. Other than the troubles with his consortium, he was the same old Kalzal, cordial and honest, like always. These questions you're asking, has something happened to him? He wasn't caught up in that terrible incident at the bazaar, was he? He was the
incident.
Yeah, he was the incident. I don't travel much these days, but my daughters told me not to venture outside. Stuck in here as I am, I have heard little about these bizarre goings-ons. Rest assured, the city is safe for now, but the situation may change without warning. I urge you, stay close to your daughter and be prepared to take refuge should the satrap order it. Kamraha, we need to go. Could you come back another time? I just woke up and I'm not exactly in the mood for idle chit-chat. Well, that's one way to avoid the panic, I suppose. Pardon our intrusion. You may not have noticed, but a great danger has come to Thavnair. I encourage you to stay alert and prepare to flee the city should the situation turn dire. But before we leave you in peace, pray allow us to ask a question or two. Did you know a local merchant named Kalzal? If so, did you notice anything unusual about him recently? Kalzal? Aye, I know him. In fact, we spoke just the other day. Like many others, his business was doing poorly. Still, it seemed as though he had managed to turn things around, thanks to a generous order from Ruveda Fibers. Why, he was practically dancing in the streets. I haven't spoken with him since, but I assume it all went well. Jinabaha might be able to tell you more, though. As I recall, he was the one who brokered the arrangement. Jinabaha at Ruveda Fibers. This sounds promising. If I'm not mistaken, these stairs lead to Dharma. That's all? No, it's quite the sight, the red sky above. During the final days of yore, the heavens burned and the stars fell. Creation magics run amok. That was my assumption when I saw Amarot. Perhaps the ancients believed the same, that the terror of a single powerful individual was the cause of their calamity. And yet, those selfsame horrors now manifest themselves before our eyes. What could it be that sets the heavens aflame and turns ordinary men into beasts? They are farming silkworms. This must be Ruveda Fibers, where we should find Jinabaha. And hurry, I say! There's no time to waste! Pardon me, but you're in charge of buying and selling here, yes? We have a few questions that we would like to... I'm sorry, but I simply don't have time to chat. If you haven't noticed, we have our hands full at the moment. We must carry all our wares and equipment to safety before those accursed beasts return. In that case, might we be of assistance? Perhaps we could speak when the job is done. Very well. You can start by helping us move our equipment. Ask the others what to put where. Alright. And he sprints off. And you can carry our fabrics. Go through that door and speak with Kamala. She'll tell you the rest. Remember, these textiles are our livelihood. Handle them with care. This area is for employees only. Out! Out! I came to help, literally. What's that? You have come to help? Oh, praise be to Mindorova! Kind stranger, I welcome your assistance. On your way here, you passed 3 storehouses, yes? I would like you to carry that small crate to Nabrival by the storehouse near the hatchery. The crate of clothing is for Manuha. And that massive crate there goes to Zaymera by the middle storehouse. Watch your back with that one. Those are all the crates we have ready. Once they have been delivered, consider your work here complete. You carried all the crates to the storehouses, you say? And so quickly too. Why, I have never seen anyone so strong. I and my associates will see to the rest, so please return to Jinabaha and assure him our work is proceeding apace. To tell the truth, we are grateful for this distraction. Too many terrible happenings of late. But generous souls like yourself give me hope that we may emerge from this trial even stronger. I pray we meet again in more peaceful times. Done as I asked, have you? Yep, I did. I literally did. If Kamala is satisfied with your work, then so am I. You have done us a great favor, traveler. I too have delivered the instruments and apparatus entrusted to me. You both have my thanks. With our wares safely stored away, we will not lose any more to those fiends. I take it that your establishment did not escape the attack unscathed. We did not. Thankfully, most of our workers had already left for the day. But those of us still here saw it all. Oh, the ominous music. We looked to the burning skies in confusion, and then, before we could even begin to make sense of it, a hideous creature burst through the doors, shrieking. We ran for our lives, but one of my colleagues was not so fortunate. He cried out, a scream of such agony, such terror, and in the next instant he too sprouted fearsome claws. The sight of it caused another fellow to panic, and then he too transformed. We don't like what we're hearing. I'm sorry, there was something you wanted to ask? Indeed. You knew the merchant Kalzal, did you not? I believe he had some dealings with your establishment. Kalzal? I know him well. We had arranged for his consortium to deliver a large shipment of fabrics, but in the end, we received a better offer and had to turn him down. I understand his business is struggling, but so is ours. Another of our most reliable trading partners agreed to transport the goods for a much smaller commission, and we would have been fools to refuse. I felt terrible for withdrawing the offer, but you must understand, we simply had no choice. He tried to put on a brave face when I delivered the news, but his dejection and despair were plain as day. He said he would discuss it with his associates, but I could tell he had but all given hope. Dejection and despair. You remember what we saw in Vanaspati, yes? Soldiers and jungle dwellers pushed to the brink, turning into beasts one after the next. It would seem the same phenomenon occurred here. The poor craftsmen attacked by the fiends, as well as those that witnessed it, all are undergoing the change. I suspect that everything began with Kalzal. By all accounts, it was he who suffered from the most profound and piercing despair. Wait. Could that be it? That such intense emotions were that triggered his transformation?
Why are you looking at me? Yes!
Much remains unclear, but I believe we are drawing closer to an answer. At any rate, we must discuss our findings with the others. Yes. We were to reconvene with the others in front of Megaduta, were we not? That should be just outside. With any luck, they will have already returned from their own investigations. My friend, we must take our leave. I pray that your establishment is spared further tragedy. But remember, your lives are far more precious than any wares. If you are ordered to flee, do so without hesitation. Indeed, I thank you for your concern, and pray you too take care as well. Where are the others?
There you are. You've spoken with the survivors?
Yes, we have.
Indeed. We thought to share what we have gleaned, that we might together gain a greater understanding of present circumstances.
Fortuitous timing. Alize and I completed our own investigations not long ago.
And what did everyone find?
Then we should take a moment to compare notes. Shall we begin with the two of you?
Mm-hmm. Am I going to explain? I think so.
So the merchant Karzal was gravely concerned about his business in the days preceding his untimely end.
Mm-hmm.
The tales we heard were much the same. The first victims to be changed into blasphemies were all overcome with anguish of one manner or another. Then those who saw their loved ones stolen before their eyes succumbed to a similar panic, setting in motion a chain of transformations.
Goodness.
Fear, unease, despair. These negative feelings serve as a catalyst.
If so, then it is not unlike the calamity that befell the ancients. With their creation magics, they unwittingly gave form to untold horrors. Had they simply lost control, surely it would have manifested in many forms, not all of them monstrous. Yet somehow, this phenomenon is triggered solely by the darkness in their hearts, a common thread with what we now witness.
Common, but not identical.
Exactly.
While the beasts the ancients faced were forged with magic alone, those of today are born of sentient beings. Why remains to be seen, but there is one fundamental difference between us and our predecessors. Our souls are sundered, whereas theirs were not. Perhaps that single variable makes all the difference.
Perhaps.
If I may, there was another detail that troubled me. We have it on good authority that Karzal's transformation took place before the skies began to burn.
What? If that's true, then the situation's more dire than we realized. It means even if there's no ominous sign presaging the final days, anyone, anywhere, has the potential to become a beast. Even in lands we thought safe, even as we speak.
Look! It's the satrap! The satrap!
Thank the heavens.
Please don't turn in front of our eyes. Please don't.
My countrymen, I am relieved and heartened to see you strong and safe. While the danger has not yet passed, far from it, allow me to assure you that the beasts that raged within the city walls have been exterminated to the last. Outside this sanctuary, the brave men and women of the Radiant Host and our dragon ally continue to battle our unholy foes. I pray these tidings put your minds at ease and help you calm your hearts. Have faith that we shall soon conquer this terrible trial.
Your Excellency, is there any word from Palaka's stand? My grandson was bound for there yesterday, and I worry for his life.
We are still awaiting a report, but I promise you, as soon as I have aught to share...
Your Excellency, I bring grave news.
This is not the time.
You are?
I'm Matsya of Akyali, a humble fisherman. I remember you from our first visit.
Yes.
Wait, you're... But no, that can wait. When the skies turned red, I set off for Palaka's stand, fearing for the safety of a friend.
The music changed
As
again.
I drew near the village, I saw dreadful beasts all about.
No! Gods have mercy!
Please, please, don't, you're going to turn, don't!
Your Excellency! Save my grandson, I beg of you!
I can't go through another
We
Tesleen
will spare
moment,
no effort
please.
to save all we can, but you must remain calm.
Calm? You tell me to be calm? You saw those beasts? They tore our bravest warriors limb from limb!
Uh-oh.
What if we are too late, huh? They catch him,
Uh-oh.
sink their fangs into him?
Please don't, please don't.
Thanks.
Get away from her, now!
We've got to kill them before it spreads.
We'll handle this. See the townspeople to safety.
Run! As fast as you can!
Please, no, not the child.
No!
Don't make me kill children, please. Oh, for fuck. That guy will turn too. His son died in front of his eyes. No.
Vitra, our people, you must save them.
Oh, not the satrap.
My son.
Enough! You must run. For their sake and your own. Yes, you will survive. You must.
Is it safe to send that guy to the others? He literally just saw his son transform and then get stomped on. Where are you going, Raha?
Be strong, my friends! Fear not, for we will defeat these abominations! Brave men and women of the Radiant Host, lend your Stola and Thancred your aid. Let not a single beast escape.
Here goes the Exarch mode.
Flee this place. Carry the wounded if you must. Head indoors or underground. Above all, stay calm. No beast will follow you. We will see to that.
Yeah, this is his Exarch mode.
Alphino! Alice! Leave the city to us! And make for Palaka's stand at once!
Is it safe to send them?
Show my friends to the village! I promise you, they're more capable than the host's finest!
Right! Go with them, will you? We will save these people. As many as we can.
Well, how can you say no to Graha?
I can't say no to Graha, and when he activates that Exarch mode, he's actually very hot. I'm sorry.